there, and welcome back. Thanks for taking a look at my new video. Today I'm working in watercolor as usual, and today I have a small piece for you. This is about 4 by 6, and a very strange theme indeed. We have a severed floating fox head in space. Yeah, I don't know where I came up with this idea. It just sort of came into my head and I went with it. It does have a little bit of meaning to me, but please feel free to make your own interpretation. I'd love to hear what you think. Leave a comment below if you'd like to let me know your interpretation of this piece. So here in the beginning, we're just wetting down the paper and doing a really wet into wet wash for the background, for the spaciness. I very loosely followed a reference photo for the space background. I took a photo that I liked and I edited the colors in Photoshop to match the pink teal I was going for, and I kind of loosely based the background off of the photo. Then I'm using salt for the texture of the space. I use salt a lot. I love the texture that it gives, and for space things, it definitely gives you that spacey sort of nebulous look. Now we're coming up on my favorite part of time-lapse videos, a super sexy speed dry. Whoosh! Look at that, isn't that awesome? Wow. So for this piece, I just sort of went with it. I didn't have a plan. I didn't really plan out any colors. I just sort of started slapping things down. I knew I wanted kind of a pink and teal sort of space theme. And that's really all that I had to go on, so that's what I put down. And very quickly into this piece, I started to lose interest. I don't know why, but I think it's just because I didn't really like how it was turning out. It wasn't really the way I hoped it was going to be. This is about my third piece now where I've done sort of space background, and I was really loving it at first, and the first couple pieces I did with space type backgrounds turned out really awesome, and I really enjoyed doing them. And because I enjoyed doing them, I did them super fast, and this one for some reason just wasn't turning out how I hoped, and I wasn't liking it, and so I would, work on it for like 5 minutes and then get up and walk away and come back and be like, okay. But I was forcing myself to finish it because I was like, come on, this is like a tiny piece and you're taking forever on it. I think it took me about 2 days to finish this. Not solid, of course. This was, working on it maybe 5-10 minutes here and there, and then half an hour here, half an hour there. So in total, this probably took me 2 or 3 hours if I had to guess. But I just had a really hard time working on it. I didn't know what color I wanted the fox to be. Originally I was just going to make her white, and I've already done a piece with a space background and a floating white fox, so I didn't want to redo the same theme over again. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I decided to go with something different. And when I was trying to decide what color the fox should be, I was looking up some photos and trying to figure out, what color I wanted to make her. At first I was like, maybe orange or like a realistic color, and I was like, that just doesn't fit. I found a photo where there was black light for lighting, and it looked like the shadows were bright pink and the highlights were dark purple, so kind of like an opposite sort of thing. It had like this glowing effect, and I really liked it. And so I thought maybe that would translate well into this space head thing. So I tried to go for like a, darker highlights and bright shadows, if that makes any sense at all. I don't think I executed it very well, but in the end, I really kind of like how it looks. So like I mentioned before, I really wasn't feeling this piece a whole lot. It took a lot of motivation to try to finish this. But I really pushed myself because I want to try to finish something every day, no matter how small it is. So even though I didn't like this, I really pushed myself to finish it, just to say that I could, that I finished something. I feel good knowing that I just did something. A lot of days, I think about art a lot, and I think about, oh, I'm going to make this painting, I'm going to make this drawing, I'm going to draw all day, yay! and it just never ends up happening. So like I've been trying to push myself to just do a little something every day, whether that's a small sketch in my sketchbook or a finished piece or just a little tiny watercolor like this. It feels really good to make something every day. And just working on something counts. I'm working on a large painting right now that I will have a video for pretty soon here. So just having a large piece to work on every day is really nice too. But I've been really trying to challenge myself to draw something or make something every day. It's hard. It's hard to make art every day. Like, a lot of days you just don't feel like it. And there was a time when I was younger where I would draw all the time. I mean, non-stop. There wasn't a second of the day that I wasn't drawing. And, that was, of course, before adulthood, when you come upon all these responsibilities and your job and your family, and you have to cook every night, and you have to clean your house, and you have to do your bills and pay your taxes, and all that stuff gets in the way sometimes. And for us artists who don't do art for a living, it's extremely hard to find time during the day to just sit down and take a moment to draw something. Maybe that comes easier for some people than it does for others. And I'm sure it does. Everyone's different. I'm one of those people where when I get stressed out, I can't draw. I can't. And, that's a problem that I'm facing recently. So this, I'm trying to do smaller pieces and more loose work so that I can finish things faster, because as I mentioned earlier, if I get too bored with a piece or I'm just not feeling it, then it just kind of goes unfinished most of the time, which is sad. I don't want to have unfinished art. But the point here is to draw every day. Just set time aside for yourself to draw a little something every day. And I'm finding myself that even the smallest thing is a good thing. Even the smallest little tiny drawing is good. It doesn't matter how big it is or how awesome it is, or if it's perfect, or if the anatomy is correct. Like, as long as you are putting a pencil to a paper, it could be stick figures. Who cares? At least you have done something. And, that's something that I'm trying to do. So anyway, moral of the story here is to do a little something every day and challenge yourself. Try not to let things bother you. And I'm a total hypocrite right now because I don't follow my own advice here, but don't let things bother you so much that you can't do art. And if it does bother you that much, maybe you just need to take a moment and scribble on a page. That's what sketchbooks are for. Take out a page and scribble on it. You can always draw over it later. So anyway, just because I don't like this piece that terribly much doesn't mean it's worthless. At least I did something. Not everyone's going to be a winner, Not every piece you make is going to be a masterpiece, and not every day is going to be a great day for art, and that's fine. So that's just kind of my theory on that. So anyway, I'm done rambling. That's about it for this piece. I hope you've enjoyed, and sorry for the rambling there, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and you know the drill. As always, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more. I will have a new video up in just a couple of days here, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, stay foxy and keep painting.